Hello and welcome to the Labyrinth Library, the YouTube channel. If that name sounds familiar, it might be because you followed a blog and a podcast 10 years ago, and that was me. So hi, I'm Chris. I am a reader, a book reviewer from some time ago. I used to have a podcast. I'll put the address for that blog down in the bits below. But point is, I enjoy reading. I like reading a lot. I've been reading all my life, and I thought it might be a fun kind of creative outlet to talk about books here on YouTube. Because Lord knows, nobody's doing that, right? Right, let's just assume that nobody else is doing that, which I know is not true, but I don't care. So a little bit about me. I am, as I said, an avid reader. I used to have a book review podcast. I teach English here in Japan. I'm teaching not English language, I'm teaching literature in an IB course. So if you are an IB student, I may have some juicy tidbits for you or some things to think about your texts. Anyway, what I want to talk about with this channel, I'm thinking of it in sort of two different things, two different types of videos. Of course, this is video number one. Everything could change. Who knows? But the first type of video would be where I talk about the books that I have read, that I can go into some detail about and talk about what kind of meaning I extract from it and what I get from it and what I like and why I read it and all that good stuff. The other types are books that I am reading. So I may stop every few chapters and record a video and say, hey, I'm to chapter whatever in this book. Here's how it's going and here's what I think and here's what I'm predicting and stuff like that. And I'm kind of hoping those two types of videos will take us through a long way. If you are, of course, reading these books or have read these books, then you can chime in down in the comments and I really would love that. But that's sort of the gist of this. So what am I looking to get out of this? What am I trying to do? Well, like I said, number one, it is a creative outlet. I need to do something creative. We all have to do something creative. It's very, very important. But the second thing is, I think it is important to remember how to read books and gain meaning from them. So I'm sure when I said that I was an English teacher, some of you who had less than ideal experiences in high school probably got that little clunch up in your throat. Clunch is a word. I have decreed it. Clunch in your throat. Because you probably had an English teacher who told you that you were understanding the text wrongly, that you were not getting the symbolism that they were looking for or whatnot. That is not really what I adhere to. My approach to gaining meaning is this. Literature is art. And all art is basically, and this is not an original thought, I wish I could remember whom to attribute it to, so that H. Bauer guy doesn't come get me, but all art is basically saying life is like this, or life should be like this, to one degree or another. And you can substitute life for whatever. Love is like this, growing up is like this, being sad is like this. That's what all art does. And I believe that every artist who creates something is trying to tell us something about the world that they see. Now, does that mean that the artist is always putting in a bunch of symbols and hidden meanings and metaphors? Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe, a Hemingway once said that he didn't really truck with symbolism and all that stuff. The fish is the fish, the man is the man, the ocean's the ocean, and that's it. Great, that's fantastic for Hemingway. But for us, the reader, we can, if we want, derive meaning from it. We can create symbols. We can create meanings and metaphors. There's a reason why so many of these texts last as long as they did. Is because everybody who reads them find something that they can extract meaning from. And so they can look at Old Man and the Sea and they see the perilous life's journey and the futility of pride and such, even if Hemingway didn't mean to put it there. Yeah, but hey, Hemingway's dead. He can't object. Anyway, so that's kind of the approach I want to take, is I'm not going to tell you what these books mean. I'm not going to tell you what I think the author meant. I will sometimes say, well, I think the author is trying to do this, but I will try not to, and I may slip, it's okay, but I may slip, but I'm going to try not to say the author means this, because I can't know that, right? All the authors I'm going to do, they are not my friends. I don't know them personally. Many of them are dead, so I don't know what they mean, but I know what I get from it, and I know what I derive and what I think it means, and that's kind of the goal for this. So there we are. That is video number one, telling you who I am. I hope that you stick around. I hope that you enjoy this. In terms of what kind of books I like to do, I do a lot of fiction. I don't do a whole ton of nonfiction, but I'd be happy to try some, certainly. And within the realms of fiction, I do tend to veer towards the sci-fi and the fantasy. That's what I grew up on. I'm not going to abandon it just for the sake of a YouTube video channel. But I will try to step beyond those boundaries because, again, that's how you learn and how you grow. So if you have any really good, as you watch and as you start to learn who I am, if you have any really good book suggestions, I'd be happy to hear them. But in the meantime, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy this journey as much as I will. All right, see you soon.